there, Fielding ODL learners. I'm Dr. Susan Cannon, and I'm the professor for this course, Leadership Theory and Practice. So welcome. I'm really happy you're going to be joining me this semester, and I thought you might like to meet me a little by video, get a sense of what this course is about, and also how you can finish it with success and satisfaction, which is what I want for everybody. So I'll be connecting with you from my office in beautiful Berkeley, California, and occasionally from my office in Rockwall, Texas, my hometown and second home. So right now I'm in Texas. So let me tell you a little bit about what you're getting into. The organizing framework for this course is a theory of growth and development that's both for leaders and for organizations. And it's quite a complex body of work, but I promise we're going to break it down into little bite-sized pieces, and you're going to absorb it over time. And I promise you, this framework is going to be extremely helpful for you in your professional practice and also in your life. Doesn't matter how large or small your organization is. If you're in practice for yourself, maybe you're an executive in a large organization, not working at all, doesn't matter. You're going to gain a lot of insight into how human beings work, and that's always beneficial. So one thing about this course, even though it's online, it's highly interactive, and the content is actually quite transformative. So even though we are online, you'll see the online classroom can support really powerful, really deep discussions. And many of the past students in this course have remarked that was a real surprise to them, a real delightful discovery. So this first week is just mainly about getting you oriented, getting you comfortable, and in terms of assignments, we're just going to do a little warm-up reading before we dive into the regular curriculum in week 2. So now, based on years of experience with many different kinds of students, all walks of life, all around the globe, I'd like to share with you my 7 tips for success in this course. Let me look at my notes here. Tip 1 is don't let the unknown or the different throw you. You know, this course is probably designed a little bit differently than other courses you might have taken before. So just relax, you can do it. I mean, pretty much everybody that applies themselves and stays with it gets through this course really well. You're going to be internalizing this powerful model for assessing individual leaders and organizations. It really works, and it takes some time to learn. An aspect of this model is that leaders and systems grow through very distinct stages of development, and each stage is almost like its own little world. You know, it's got its own beliefs and values and preferences and ways of seeing the world, and types of acceptable behaviors. And each stage also has particular leadership theories that emerge out of that worldview for that particular stage. So there's so many competing theories of leadership out there. If you've looked at any of the books, I'm sure you've noticed that. Well, this is going to give you a framework for seeing which theory is appropriate for which organization or leader and why. So that will really simplify things. So for weeks 2 through 7, we're going to explore a new stage of development every week. You know, a new little world here. And each week is going to feel very different from the last because the curriculum is designed to give you an experience at that stage. So don't let that throw you if, you know, week 3 is one way and week 4 is another way. Just go with the experience and see what happens. You know, for example, one week we might have an open book test on facts because that's what's important to leaders at that stage. In another week, we might be engaging in deep conversation, exploring meaning and emotions, because that's what's important to people at that stage. So just flow with it. So tip 2 is stay up with the coursework right from the beginning. You got to be really systematic. We go through a lot of material each week, and each week's learning builds on what came before it. So you don't want to miss a step. You're going to have readings and audios to absorb, as well as written assignments and tests and 2 projects. And if you have to go out of town or you have a family emergency, just work with me so I can help you strategize how to stay current. You know, I know unexpected things happen in life. It happens every semester. In fact, just the day after Christmas a couple of years ago, just about a mile from here, a major section of my county was wiped out by an EF4 tornado and declared a federal disaster. So I had to adapt to that reality. So don't give up. It doesn't matter what. We can work it out. And believe me, I've had a lot of interesting experiences with the students over time. Tip 3 is don't get discouraged. This is graduate school, and our course material is complex. In fact, one of the first readings that you'll get, called The 9 Levels of Increasing Embrace, is one of the most complex of all. So don't let that upset you. You almost surely won't be able to get it all at once. You're not meant to. You're not expected to. I will be referring to that paper all throughout the course, and as we move from week to week, it'll make more sense. Just do your best and take your best stab at the assignments. You'll get it over time. So the learning materials are a mixture of audios, readings, PDFs, sometimes little Zoom recordings like this, different presentation slides, and the whole idea is to try to mix and meet different learning styles. I used to co-teach this class with Dr. Terry O'Fallon, who's a pioneer in the field of human and organizational levels of development, and you're going to have the opportunity to hear Dr. O'Fallon speak in these audios. And hopefully her book is being published now, and we're hoping that sometime this year that's going to come out, and I'm going to be able to use that as a reference also. One thing I'm intending is that we have occasional Zoom meetings so that we can talk things over, and I can answer your questions. So I have the first one scheduled, and we can talk within the class about what might be a good pacing for that. Tip 4, participate. A part of your grade is based on participation. It's an online classroom. It's very important that you make your posts, your written assignments, and comments. So that means you put your written assignments up in the forum each week, and then you also respond to what other students are writing. It's not enough just to toss your thing in there and disappear. The way that you really learn in this course is to interact with others and see what they're learning. They might have gotten a piece that you didn't get, and vice versa. In many cases, we'll have specific discussion questions and reflections for you to respond on for the course material. And that's a super important part of your learning, because you get engaged directly with the material and then you integrate it better. You also get to ask questions. You get to learn from everybody else's learning. Every year, students tell us that was one of the most valuable aspects of the course, was really learning from each other. And tip 5 is don't miss the easy points. Just so you know, I carefully track the assignment completions and your participation in the discussions, and you'll see they're worth a certain amount of points, and there's only 15 points total for the whole term. I've seen students get really careless, such they could have made a letter grade better, if they had not missed one fairly easy posting that was worth a half a point or a point. So please, pay attention. And even if you're struggling with the material, if you really apply yourself and you participate, you're going to learn, and you're going to have a really good chance to do well in this course. I mean, I'm totally in your corner, and I will help you, speak up. That's tip number 6. At the beginning of the course, you might feel some vulnerability, maybe a little bit of fear about making your ideas public. You may have concerns about being judged, feeling less capable than everybody else, saying the wrong thing, all that kind of stuff. And resistance can rise up to the point that you procrastinate. It just doesn't help at all. Just know that these kind of feelings are normal for this kind of a course. And they're not, whatever that little voice inside your head is saying, it's not speaking the truth. So if you're courageous and you just put it out there, those kind of feelings will pass. We're all learning this together. We're all in it together. Promise. And also, if you're still feeling that way, and you're having a hard time getting your posts in, and you're maybe a little scared or a lot of procrastination, just make an appointment with me. I'm always available. We can talk by phone. We can do a Zoom call. I can answer questions by email. You can even text me. I'll give you my number, so that I am always consider that I'm always available. Maybe not right away every time, but definitely I want to be there to help you. So tip 7 is get tight with your team. We're going to be working in teams or groups, so it's a good idea to get a solid foundation going with your teammates as soon as possible. And your group project is worth 20% of your grade, so we start on it almost right away so that you have a long lead time. And what you're actually going to be doing is creating a teaching presentation to teach the material in this class to other students. Now, you're not going to really teach it, but you're going to work to put this together as if you were. So group cohesion plays a big factor in this course. You know, you may have to coordinate across time zones, you know, and sometimes that's challenging, but people always manage to work it out, and it can be tempting to just divide everything up and have each person do their assignment and then just kind of add them all together. And what I've seen is that the results of doing that are not nearly as successful as with the teams that actually come together and work on the project as a whole. You know, maybe somebody does a first draft of a section and other people work on it. There gets to be a kind of a synergy that adds up to something in the project. You can really tell when that's happened. Okay, so that gives you some pointers on successfully navigating this course on leadership theory and practice. And one of the good things about this online course, like I said, I'm only a poster and email away to answering any question you have, and we can, you know, talk by phone all you want. Don't hesitate to call me. Okay, so that's it, and I will see you online. Bye-bye.